Hi everybody. So I thought I was done with all of my planting for the season. It's June 10th now, and I got some really great deals on a nursery closing down for the season on Saturday, and I thought, okay, I've got all my plants in, I'm good. Now it's just all about maintenance, weeding, kind of maintaining, deadheading, those kind of tasks for the season. But then today I got an email from a nursery that I really like, and that's the nursery that I had gotten $2 proven winter annuals at, and I thought $2 was such an amazing deal, and I had got some, a few of them there. Well, today, this morning, I got an email that they're having proven winter annuals at 99 cents just for this week, which is an amazing deal. Like 99 cents. I was like, is this a typo? That can't be right, because those are like $6.50 at Home Depot. So anyways, I took my lunch break and went there, and yeah, there was it's actually the first day of the sale, so it was pretty picked over, but the lady did tell me that they would be restocking later in the week. But I found some amazing plants, so I'm excited to share with you that I got some more Diamond Frost Euphorbia. So this one is like a really nice airy plant. See that? They're really healthy plants. And it is Diamond Frost Euphorbia, and I got that because of course I can use it in so many different places just to add a different texture, like a light, airy, frothy texture. So I'm thinking, like, I already have it in some containers. This was actually cheaper than the Euphorbia blush that I had bought previously, which was like a no-name brand, but the pot is actually bigger, so yeah, what a deal, right? So this Diamond Frost Euphorbia, it is 12 to 18 inches height. It's mounded, so it's really good in containers. And you space it about 12 inches apart. It needs normal water. Deadheading is not necessary. And it's drought tolerant. So, this one is kind of, I think, like a staple in container gardening. Isn't that lovely? So I think I got 4 of these just because I was like, well, what's the right number, because I already have kind of done my containers, but I was like, well, I can always find room for more. And sure enough, so I got 4 of these. Kind of in the same vein, I got some alyssum, sweet alyssum, just because I was walking by this table and it smelled so heavenly, and I was like, what is that smell? And it turned out it was alyssum. So this one is just a really nice honey scented one. And it's a no-name type of brand. It's called Snow Crystals, actually, and I got a 6-pack, and the 6-pack was on sale for $3. So here it is. So you can see there's like 6 plants in here. They're super healthy, and they just smell amazing. So I'll show you. It's called Alyssum Snow Crystals, and I just learned that Lobularia and Alyssum is the same thing. So yeah, I'm still learning. But basically this one is called Snow Crystals. I'll show you closer up. See that kind of mounding habit? So it's spreading, trailing. So again, it's kind of like a good trailing element for your containers. It needs moist soil, so container's good because you basically are watering them quite regularly. Full sun to part shade, and you have to, it says to feed them every 2 weeks. I guess you probably have to deadhead these because they're like in full bloom, and you probably want the blooms to keep coming. So yeah, it says fertilize or feed every 2 weeks, and then 15 to 25 centimeters height, or 6 to 10 inches, and 30 to 36 centimeters wide, which is quite wide, right? And 12 to 14 inches wide, so about a foot, just over a foot. Oh, the scent is so heavenly. And they had like a light purple and they had a dark purple, but I think white really is like great for offsetting other plants. So that is alyssum. Now, I also did get a proven winners Lobularia or alyssum as well. So previously I had bought the, I think it's called Snow Princess, and I had popped a couple of those up front when they had their $2 sale. And today they didn't have any more of that left, but instead they had this Laguna Blue, Sky Blue, sorry, and this is, sorry, not alyssum, it's lobelia. Lobelia and Lobularia, I get mixed up, but this is lobelia. So yeah, so it's a different plant than Alyssa, I'm sorry, that was my mistake. But this I planted in previous years and it is just so beautiful. I just love this color. Let me show you up close. See that? It's just like this lovely, lovely color. It takes full to part sun. And in terms of specs, it's a mounded habit, short, so it's 6 to 12 inches tall. And you space it about 1 foot to 1.5 feet apart. And it needs normal water, no deadheading, continuous bloom, and that's been my experience. It's long blooming, it's best for containers, easy use, and you can fertilize it if you want for best results. It's hardy in zones 9A to 11B. All these plants are basically annuals for me, but for 99 cents, I don't mind. So yeah, I got a couple of those just because I love the color, so I can always pop that in container and it's beautiful. All right, what else do we have in our plant haul for today? All right, so I had bought a Superbena pink cashmere in the past and it's in one of my containers, and Janie at Dig Plant Water Repeat has those, and actually she's really the reason I bought it in the first place, because normally it's not my color scheme, but she sang its praises, so I got one and I have it in a container, and now I just bought more because I was like, well, you know, it's 99 cents, let me try it in other areas. So maybe I can try it in the landscape and see how it does there. So it's full to part sun, it's a verbena hybrid. I'll show you that. So it's a very soft, pale pink and white. Yeah, just like kind of a blush color, very pretty. And it is mounding trailing, and it is 6 to 12 inches tall, 10 to 14 inch spacing, normal water. It says fall interest, so that's interesting. Deadheading is not necessary and it's heat tolerant. You can use it in containers and landscapes, and it is an annual except in zones 8A to 11B. So I'm actually 8B, but because I think in the Pacific Northwest we're so wet in our winter here that most of the time these don't come back for me. So technically, you know, if you read the tag, it says that it will come back, but it doesn't come back for me. All right. So that's another one, and look at the roots, they're just coming right out the bottom. So, you know, I can see why they put these on sale, because they are dying to get out of this pot. So I got a couple of those. Actually, another Superbena I picked up, I just picked one of these, and this is called a Violet Ice Superbena. See that? So it is a lovely purple color, and I love purple in the garden. So it's full to part sun. Basically the same specs as the Superbena pink cashmere. It's mounding trailing, 6 to 12 inches height, 10 to 14 inches spacing. It says fall interest, deadheading not necessary, containers and landscapes, fertilize for best results, and again 8A to 11B. Pretty much exactly the same specs as the Superbena pink cashmere, but yeah, so beautiful plant, love the color. Here's my second Laguna Blue Sky. You can see that. Beautiful. There's like one little bloom on there. It's kind of like a really pale blue light color. All right, just a few more to go. So I bought 13 of these, lucky 13. So I was looking at one of my containers the other day, and it's a lot of purple and dark colors. Like I think I had a Royal Velvet Mini Vista, which is a really deep, deep purple. I was thinking, you know, a contrasting yellow would look really nice to offset that. So I did pick up this Supertunia Mini Vista Yellow. So I couldn't find the Saffron Finch, which is like kind of a paler yellow. That was the one. Oh my God, the birds just flew right by me. Okay, what was I saying? Supertunia Mini Vista Yellow. So this one is good for a container because it's a Mini Vista, and you can see some of the blooms on it. It's just kind of starting out. Its roots are coming out of the bottom. Super healthy plant. And basically I bought this to put in a container to contrast the purple because, you know, complementary colors and all that on the color wheel. I think yellow really offsets the purple. And if I had found saffron finch, I would have picked that up instead, but I couldn't find that. So this one I think is a nice alternative. So beautiful yellow. It's kind of like a buttery yellow. I think these little blooms aren't like true to color because they're so small, they haven't grown out yet, but I think in the container it'll do really well. So there's that one. Now along the same lines of that yellow color, I got Supertunia Honey. So there was only one left. I really like this one because it has such a different, has different tones in it. So it's yellow, but it has other tones of like pink and orange. It's full Depart Sun. I'll show you the tag there. It's got like this peachy color to it. And yeah, so let's look at the specs on this one. It is basically its own 10A to 11B, so it's just an annual. Containers and landscapes, fertilized for best results, full Depart Sun, 6 to 12 inches height, 12 to 24 inches spread. So it spreads quite a bit more, double the other ones. I think it's because it is a Supertunia. Anyways, so that's the Supertunia Honey. I find it's not as vigorous as like bubblegum or anything like that, but it's still a beautiful color and beautiful plant. All right, so last proven winners plant I got was a Supertunia Vista Paradise, which I had never heard before. Like I haven't seen it on any of the YouTube gardening channels. So it's called Supertunia Vista Paradise, and it's full Depart Sun, and it's got pretty much the same specs as all the other ones, mounding, trailing, 12 to 24 inches height. Actually, that's a bit taller, I think. And then it's 18 to 32 inches spread. Hey, so that is bigger. And yeah, otherwise, you know, zones 10A to 11B, so it's like an annual for most people, containers and landscapes. But let me show you the color there. Supertunia Vista Paradise. So I don't know if maybe the name is just a different one for Canada compared to the States, and maybe it's like something that I have heard of, but this one is Vista Paradise. Beautiful, beautiful pink color. And it did have a bloom on it, so I could show you the bloom. See that color? Such a beautiful pink. Like it's not like a Barbie doll pink, it's just like a more saturated, vibrant pink. Beautiful. Isn't that nice? And we know how Supertunia spread, so I just got one of these just to try it out, but I really like that color. And yeah, so that's my haul from Proven Winners, and my alyssum as well that smelled amazing. That's not Proven Winners. And I also wanted to just mention that I bought this tomato plant for 99 cents. Okay, this is a tomato called Black Crim. See that? Black Crim. I've been wanting to try that, but I didn't want to like buy a whole packet of seeds. And the other thing is, like, I had a lot of seeds left over from last year, and I've grown some of the tomatoes. They're so easy to grow from seed, so I already had so many seedlings from my other tomatoes, like yellow pear, I think, and brandywine. So I don't really even have room for this one, but I really want to try this variety. And like when I saw all the tomatoes, like these starts were 99 cents, I was like, why did I spend all the time and effort in trying to grow these seedlings? They were so leggy all winter, and I could have just bought this for 99 cents. So I think in the future, you know, it's kind of fun to do it in the winter, but it's not really necessary because you don't save that much, and the time and effort it takes to kind of baby your seedlings, especially when you travel like I do, it's just, yeah, just buy these for 99 cents. Like, look how healthy this plant is. And so this one is Black Crim. Again, I wanted to try that for a long time. It needs full sun, it's upright, it needs moist soil. Feed it when the planting occurs, so when you put in the ground, and then again when it starts to fruit, so when you start to see fruit. This one is it says 30 to 40 inches high, 18 inches spread. So, and it's a zone 12, so obviously it's an annual, all tomatoes are here. But I love the smell of tomato plants, especially when you're trimming them and cutting off the suckers. And then I also bought a mint because mint doesn't survive our winters here, so I just buy it annually. And I didn't buy the biggest plant. I purposely bought a smaller plant because there was much taller ones, just because it's very vigorous and I want to give it room to grow, and I also want to kind of trim it as it goes so it gets bushier. But mint does spread. It smells amazing. So this mint is called spearmint, so just your basic mint, full Depart shade, or sorry, full sun to part shade, upright and mounding, keep the soil moist, and it's 12 to 18 inches high, 12 to 18 inches wide, zones 3 to 11, which I don't know why it didn't come back if it's zone 3, because it should for me, but I think it's because I had it in containers, like railing containers on the deck, which are very exposed, so you don't get that same insulation, so maybe that's why. But anyways, it's just 99 cents, so I don't really mind buying it every year, and then you get to try different varieties. So peppermint is kind of the basic one, but yeah, I'm gonna put this in a container planting on the deck, and basically it'll spread, so it'll take over the whole container, which is great. And then I also have some basil planted, so it's nice to have a little herb garden just off the kitchen on the deck. And then yeah, well, I don't really use this that much, but my mom does make chutney from that, so it's great for her culinary endeavors. So that's the plant haul, and yeah, I thought I was done. I was like, okay, no more. I'm finally done with buying plants. But you know, a deal like that, how can you resist? How can you resist? Have you guys ever seen Proven Winners annuals in that size for 99 cents? And like, we know how they grow, right? So yeah, it's an amazing deal. And I think I'm gonna like kind of keep track, and next year maybe hold off a little bit. But then again, you know, it's so exciting planting when you finally get out of the gray, rainy winter here that you just want it rearing to go. So you know, it's nice to plant in May, so I guess it is worth it. But when you do get these deals, you got to take advantage of them too, right? So let me know, are you still planting in June? And if so, what? Can't wait to get these all planted up. And you know, I bought them thinking I'll find a place, and I will. So I'll show you where that ends up. Thank you. Have a great day.